We finally have all the details we need for the Switch 2. Let's talk. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calx Hoops here, and today is Friday, April 4th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. The big Switch 2 Nintendo Direct was this week, and my God, there's a lot to talk about. I know that there was a Direct last week talking about Metroid Prime and other games that are coming to Switch, but this was kind of the big launch. Nintendo had also been talking about how like April to June will be their kind of launch, build up. And that was all, we got dates and all that kind of stuff this week. So let's hop right in. First, got to talk about the games. They started off strong with the big Mario Kart. There's going to be an open world mode where you can just run around with your friends and do crazy open world stuff. This will be the best selling game on the console, and it'll be there from the very beginning. It's potentially a console mover, although I don't know that Mario, even though I know it's the most popular game on the Switch, I don't know that it's the thing you buy a new Switch for. Maybe it is. I maybe it is. But there's also a Tears of the Kingdom Hyrule Warriors game that's going to take place in the prequel timeline. Donkey Kong Bonanza. You also got to give them crap for the paid tech demo. So there's going to be, much like when you get your Switch deck, there's a Half-Life-y thing to show you around your Switch, and they're gonna have a tech demo that kind of tells you about all the features. Except for you're gonna have to pay for that game. It's gonna cost you $6 or $7, which is what? I mean, yeah, I thought that was saw news that this week about that, and my God, they're making us pay. There's also going to be a lot of third-party support. The biggest one that everyone was talking about was a new kind of Bloodborne-esque type game. It is officially from Software, so the company that made Elden Ring and Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Bloodborne. And it will be exclusive to the Switch 2, called The Dusk Bloods. And if that doesn't sound like a Bloodborne-esque type game, I don't know what is. I'm surprised From Software making I'm surprised that you can get enough frames. I know frame rates are very important for From Software games, so the Switch 2 is apparently powerful enough to be running From Software games. The biggest one is the next Bloodborne sequel. Or spiritual successor. Can it be a spiritual successor if it's by the same company? I digress. Also, Hollow Knight Silksong, we got an official 3 seconds that showed it in the indie shish kebab kind of area. That there's going to be, I know a lot of Hollow Knight people are going to be going crazy for their much anticipated Silksong, Hollow Knight sequel. So it's been a long time coming, so I know a lot of people will be excited for that. There's also a bunch of big ones. I'm surprised you can run Cyberpunk. It looks like CD Projekt Red is getting on board with the Switch 2. Hogwarts Legacy, another big open world game. So yeah, the fact that it can run those means that it seems like it's going to be able to stand the test of time. So hopefully, they can bring it kind of to the more modern generation. I alluded a little bit earlier to the price point. A lot of people are quite surprised. The price point is $450, which is around as much as you would pay for a modern console. I know the PlayStation 5 was $400. I think or $500. I think the PS5 Pro is $550, so you're only $100 off that. The Switch 1 was the family-friendly console that you could throw $300 at, and you get yourself a Switch. But this one's going to be more expensive. I did see a kind of confirmation that the tariffs are somehow factored into this, because the Japanese version of the Japanese exclusive version of the Switch 2 is $100 cheaper. It's $340 or something like that, which puts it more in line with where people kind of would have expected a Switch, a Switch-esque console to land. So it seems like that is a factor as well into all of this. So there are more on that in a little bit. Also, the games are more expensive too. We got the price point for Mario Kart. Mario Kart's going to be $80. Oh my gosh. I thought the GTA was like I talked about it a couple weeks ago. The GTA is going to be the big one that like pushes AAA games up to, higher than the $70 price point that they are now. Um, but no, Mario Kart, screw it. Nintendo's gonna, they're not gonna let anybody finish their race for them. Yeah, Mario Kart is going to be $80. But you do get it. There's a bundle they announced, so you can get both of those for 500. Um, but yeah, the $80 price point for a base game is going to be nuts. I think a lot of people are going to not buy at launch for several of these titles. I know that they killed the whole golden ticket program, which was a really good deal, where you could get two golden tickets for $100 and then use them to buy the first party games. Um, but yeah, this that price point, I think there's a lot of sticker shock associated with that. It's actually causing me a little bit of sticker shock, and that I probably want to wait. The more the reason why I want to wait is like I like the special edition ones, the ones that come with the gold controllers or something Zelda-esque or very specific. The black profile one is cool, and I know a lot of my friends are going to be picking them up first thing, but I think I'm going to wait on this one just to see kind of how it all shakes out. And I'm curious how hard they'll be to get. Speaking of to get, their launch date was set for June 5th, and that is still holding strong. But as I just talked about with like the tariffs, because of those going up this week, the pre-orders that were set to go live next week on the 9th have been pushed out to indefinitely. So we don't know when or if we'll be able to pre-order. But the console is still launching on June 5th. So start lining up now, I guess. I did see that the pre-order program that if you pre-order through Nintendo Online, it kind of like gives you a slot in line, and then when your spot in line comes up, they like send you an email and you're able to access your Switch console, so or be able to purchase it. So I think they're taking efforts to make sure that these don't get scalped immediately. And yeah, I really am curious um, if they worked out any manufacturing kinks. I know that the Switch One was hard to get when it first launched, so uh, yeah, hopefully they've kind of figured out some of that and manufactured enough to meet demand. Lots of Switch 2 news. Let me know if you feel I forgot anything down below. But yeah, there's everything to talk about for Switch 2. People are starting to get their hands on Doom: The Dark Ages. That's going to launch in 5 to 6 weeks. Yeah, and it sounds like there's going to be a lot. I mean, as you would expect with a medieval Doom game, we're pretty used to ripping and tearing, but there's gonna be a lot of melee combat, and it's very like parry dodgy than it, more so than it was in the previous games, and yeah, it'd be interesting. We've already seen the mech titan portion of the game where you just like get into a mech and start punching things, punching demons. There's a dragon flying around, so yeah, they're really leaning into this whole medieval thing, but even the base combat is going to be apparently very like dodge, parry, and stuff like that. So interesting to see what's coming out for Doom: The Dark Ages. I've already got my collector's edition pre-order for that, so looking forward to that. Now that StarCraft 2 has been out for 15 years, and my God, my beard is turning gray just saying that out loud. Some Korean developers are offering to pick up the mantle. Blizzard isn't doing anything with it right now, so some Korean developers, including like NCSoft, makers of several MMOs, are looking to do something with the StarCraft IP now that it's just kind of sitting there. And Korea's already had a vested interest. A lot of the top StarCraft pro scene is very Korean, so yeah, I'm very curious what a non-Blizzard developer of a StarCraft game could do. So, pretty interesting to see what's going on there. More confirmation of stuff coming down the pipe in 2025. The League of Legends trading card game, which isn't Legends of Runeterra, the digital card game, are due to come out this year. We got to see a few cards this week, but yeah, the League of Legends trading card game, which I don't know if it has a name yet, but it is due in 2025. Summerfall, the developer of Stray Gods, the musical kind of Telltale-like game that came out a couple years ago, was on Indiegogo and then finally came out. That I loved. It was one of my favorite games of 2023 when it came out. Um, yeah, I loved that game, so I'm excited to see what they do next. And they're definitely mixing things up. Their next game is going to be a roguelike deck builder, which are a little bit dime a dozen nowadays, but I'm curious what they could do with their chops to make it more interesting. And they've already gonna seen like you're like hunting demons or something like that. So there's gonna be that kind of angle to it. But yeah, I'm curious what Summerfall can do with a roguelike deck builder, and hopefully the soundtrack is still amazing, even if it's not a bunch of famous voice actors singing throughout it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to their next game as well. Last but not least, The Prince That Is Promised, the Minecraft movie, is out this weekend. And even though it's not looking good as far as like Metacritic score, and even audience scores are agreeing. The Metacritic is at a 46. The audience score was at like a 5.3 or something like that. So even with all that, I still think that parents of small children are going to take their kids to the movies this weekend, and we're going to have a blockbuster on our hands. So, I know that none of my friends are probably going out to see it right now, but and if they do, they're apparently doing it ironically, which is apparently something you can do. But yeah, I bet the opening box office for this is going to be crazy enough to get it a sequel. It's going to make $1 gazillion, and I'm prepared for that. And we're going to have Chris Pratt in the sequel wearing a vest or something. Yeah, very curious what I do want to see it. I'm just not gonna pay $20 to go see it in theater, so I'll wait till it comes to a streaming service near me. Um, yeah, but that's it for this week. Let me know if you feel I forgot anything down below in the comments. But as always, thanks for watching. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend, and I hope you have a super day. Bye.